comfort of their own home, inside their kitchen, the dream started, right? But that is not where the dream ended. The dream is actually continuously going and going to another level to where now they have their own space, their own restaurant. Taylor Wings is in the house today. My man, Mr. Rashaan Taylor, is here and is going to give us the story, the background on how these delicious wings have now become a local phenomenon and going to a global phenomenon. We are praying that it's going to go global. Here we go. So my man Rashaan is in the building right here for Unshakable Conversations. Welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, we couldn't get no wings and everything today, but I have tasted the wings. As a matter of fact, yo, Matt, do you got that picture? You got that picture loaded up? I gotta show y'all something real quick, because my wife is a fan of Taylor Wings, right? And a couple of years ago, there she is,
Oh,
right
okay.
there. Yeah, that's when y'all. I think when y'all first started, her prayer group, she prayed. They went ahead and ordered some Taylor Wings and everything
Oh,
from
wow,
you
that's
guys.
amazing.
So that was at an event that they had, and that was my wife getting down on them wings. As you can see,
Yeah.
she got the barbecue all over the face, looking like a little kid. All right. So that's just an indication for everybody. Go ahead and get yourself some Taylor Wings and everything. All right. So my man, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. How did this all start? 2018. You're in your kitchen. What sparked? Where were you? How did the idea come about? Take us through.
To be honest, man, the idea came about. Me and my wife one day was just sitting in the kitchen, and we were just trying to strategize of how we could formulate money. And then a light bulb went off in her head, and she was like, "Babe, you got a gift." And I was like, "So what you thinking?" And then she was like, "Listen, man, you need to try to take this gift to the next level." So then it started with us, trying to jot down a logo. And the first initial logo you probably never even seen yet.
Yeah.
But we started off with trying to jot down some things, come up with different ideas, trying to be creative, trying to come up with different ways of trying to we just wanted to be unique,
Right.
unique and different. We wanted
Right.
to separate ourselves from anybody else.
Right.
And we just, I don't know, we manifest everything.
Yeah.
We manifest everything, man. We chased the dream.
Yeah.
We believed in it.
Yeah.
We kept faith in God. We kept pushing, and we here right now.
So you start off in the kitchen. What did y'all have like a certain menu lined up first, or was it just a couple of flavors?
We started off with literally just a couple of flavors. And it was literally just wings because that's what we specialize in.
Okay.
And then gradually we added to the menu. And then it just lift off.
And what was the initial point of gaining customers or anything like that? Like, what was the start? Was it like family members and then word got around?
Yeah, word of mouth. Definitely word of mouth. It started with family members, and then they spread the word, and then we utilized our Instagram, that platform, and then more and more people started to hear about us. Came out, tried us for the first time, and was like, "Wow, this is the best wings I ever had." So then that right there started to build confidence. I was like, "Whoa, this could potentially go somewhere."
Okay.
And eventually it did.
Right.
And it became a little overwhelming to do it out of the house. That's when me and my wife was like, "Look, we had to find a storefront."
Right.
And
yeah. So we in the kitchen. So prior to that, you said that you guys were looking for ways to formulate income and money and things of that nature. And have you always had this entrepreneur spirit in both of y'all?
Yeah. I think it was always in us. It was always in us. It took for us to get to this point to realize it, but it's always something that's been in us.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Look, I'm very thankful and grateful that I was able to go through this journey with my wife. I wouldn't want to go through this journey with no one else.
Yeah. So let me ask you this before we go any further, right? It did the wings now. Is that how you captured your wife? Like I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Nah. No.
Okay.
No.
Because sometimes they say food is a way to a man's heart. So I don't know if you reversed it and went around and everything.
No, actually, how we met, I don't know, man. It was really organic.
Yeah.
Like we knew from the door from when we first met each other. I was like, yeah, a light was shining over her, a light was shining over me. I
Yeah.
knew that she was my person, and then we just, I don't know, we started to build from there. But yeah, man, we always strive for success. We always wanted better, and again, that's how we got to this point.
Yeah. So I was at the grand opening of the storefront, and that thing was packed out. You know, you would have thought it was Church's Fried Chicken or something like that. That the line was crazy, and you know, like, did you guys expect the explosion of what was going on? Because let me tell you, our viewers, really quick, what was going on. All right, just me, I'm there, and I'm seeing. This is like literally right after church. Like, people coming out. You know how it used to be back in the day, right? People come right after church. You going to KFC. You going to Popeyes. You going somewhere. You going to get that chicken. And y'all were open, and literally the parking lot was filled up. Now, I've been in Merchantville quite some time, and that parking lot don't get filled up like that. But y'all was packing it out. So what was the feeling like of seeing all those people, just in the parking lot for you guys?
Oh man, words can't even explain how we was feeling. It was a blessing, man. It was a blessing because we literally worked so hard to get to this point, and it just brought so much joy to see that many people come out and show love and support.
Right.
And answer to your question, do we expect that for that to have that type of outcome? A part of us, yes, and a part of us, no. But at the same time, it was a blessing, man.
Right.
We was very grateful for that moment.
Yeah.
Because that right there let us know that, wow, man, people really support us. People really love us, man. People really believe in our product.
Right.
And we're just thankful, man.
Yeah.
I honestly.
So what's the, what are some of the goals and the things that you guys want to, start to push forward towards now? Because you went from the home, right? And I'm just painting a picture for you all, because anybody out there that is looking to start something, right? You got to start somewhere. I think so many people, they go for the home run instead of trying to hit a single.
Right.
Some people won't even just put the bat in front or whatever to lay a bunt down, right? And I want to know, like, so we go from the home, and then now you guys got the storefront, and what's next after this? Like, where do you guys truly want to go, and how do you want to take this thing to another level?
Oh, definitely, man. Expansion. We definitely want to open up multiple locations. Honestly, I don't want to be looked as like a mom and pop shop. This is bigger. We have a huge vision for Taylor Wings, man. And I know that we can do it.
Yeah.
I know that we can do it. We overcame a lot of difficult obstacles.
Yeah. What were some of the obstacles that you guys came over?
It was just challenging, man. Just like I was mentioning to you earlier, man. The fact that it took us at least 3 years just to get the store open. We self-funded it. We didn't have any loans out of the bank. So that was a challenge in itself. Not only that, that storefront in particular wasn't it wasn't a kitchen. We had to convert it into a kitchen.
Wow.
So it was plumbing. Electrician had to come out. Things of that nature. I could go on. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
There was so much money invested into this, so much time, so much effort, and to see this blossom into such a beautiful thing, it's like, man.
Yeah, man, I see the humbleness like all over you. You know what I'm saying, and how grateful you are to just be in this position, and you being the leader of your home. What does this do for your family? Like, because I know there's a lot of guys out there that may have a dream, they may have a vision, and the fact that your wife helped you and pushed you and said, hey babe, like, you got this gift, you got to use that gift. Like, how important was that, and how important of an instrument was that into you going for it and giving you the confidence to move forward?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to say, not only my wife, it's our kids. And you have to lead by example. And it's a blessing that we're in this position now because they get to sit back and watch this whole journey. And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
I'm really thankful for that. That's where we get our motivation from. That, our kids give us
How many
purpose.
kids do you guys have?
2
2 kids, okay.
daughters. And they watch.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're very observant.
Yeah.
They watch, they sit back and they watch our every move.
Right.
And I'm thankful that we put ourselves in a position to where as though we can build a strong foundation for them to stand on. Because my main goal is to leave behind a legacy, not a memory.
Come on. Yeah.
I want them to be able to touch assets. I don't want them to go through anything that we had to endeavor at an early age.
Right.
No one is asked to be brought into this world. It's not their fault. So us as parents, it's our job to lead by example. So
Yeah. I love that because I feel like I got 5 children myself, right? And my oldest is 19. So seeing where she's at and trying to help her and help her navigate, I personally believe it's one of the hardest things to do as a father, right? So I got 2 teenagers, 19, 14. My oldest son is a freshman in high school. Watching him navigate through high school is completely different from when I was in high school, right? And it's like I'm finding myself trying to come up with new tactics and new ways that they can adapt to, because some of the ways that we grew up on, they may not be able to comprehend or understand because that wasn't even their era, right? So I find myself trying to kind of relate in such a way where they can grab a hold of the right concept on how to navigate through the world without it going over their head, right? We was talking about it earlier, right? Let's make it as super practical as possible, right? Do you feel like as a father that some of the things that are out here in this world today are, possibly too complicated for a lot of teens?
Yeah. They don't grasp things at a rapid pace, but it's our job to instill certain things in them and guide them properly.
Yeah.
So they don't make certain mistakes, because in this world, man, there's so many distractions. It's easy to be influenced by negativity. That's why they say it's harder to do the right thing, but it's easy to do the wrong thing.
Right.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that. That's what scares me and her, because we know how dangerous this world is.
Right.
But again, we're doing the best we can do as parents.
Yeah.
I think that we did a great job, if you ask us. And I think that they acknowledge.
Yeah.
They acknowledge that they love us, they respect us, they look up to us, they count on us. And we're just gonna keep pushing until we reach that level that we want to reach of success. We're not gonna stop.
So when I hear you speak, as a father, like I connect with that, right? I think what's so special about what you guys are doing is you have your daughters in the business with you. And notice this, right? I'm not sure if you know too much about John D. Rockefeller or Cornelius Vanderbilt, right? So there are these guys, like a little over 100 years ago. And what I noticed in studying Vanderbilt and studying Rockefeller, the difference is that Rockefeller, his generational wealth is still lasting till this day.
Yeah.
Right? He got 6 generations of generational wealth, right? Vanderbilt only had about 2. And the difference is that Vanderbilt was able to put his money inside of pretty much insurance and allow that money to compound interest over time, to where every time a new Rockefeller was born, right, an insurance policy was taken out on that individual. And that money will compound interest, on that particular individual. By the time they're 18, they got millions of dollars. And they're able to use this money for whatever it is that they need, pretty much business. They can use it for school. They can use it to, buy a home or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something happened. And this is life insurance I'm talking about, right? Versus the Vanderbilts, all that money that he accumulated over time,
Mm-hmm.
he was able, he passed it down, and then they bought mansions, right? So they put their money into things that was pretty much not going to give them what they needed. It wasn't going to really appreciate at all. And they pretty much squandered the finances. So versus the Roosevelts, the layout of what he did was, because him and his son, they was like, listen, if we give this money to our family now, they not going to know what to do with it. But if we put it in a place where there's going to be financial advisors to help them when it comes time, they'll never be broke. Right? So in our, black and brown community, right, we don't really get that type of information like that, right? So how important is it that we instill that, into our children, so that it does continue to pass on? Like the knowledge gap is crazy.
Oh yeah, that's very important, man. Again, that we instill things like that into them at an early age,
Right.
because like you just mentioned, we probably didn't get that luxury of that, someone giving us that type of information. And it's very important, man, that we teach our kids, that we guide them the right way, teach them the importance of finances and investments and things of that nature.
Yeah.
It's very, very important, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. I feel like today, like there's like, and I don't know how you feel on this, but I feel like today, like you were mentioning distractions, right? So what we got, you got the TikToks, you got the Instagrams, you got the Snapchats, and everything is so quick, right? Like think about it, snap, instant Instagram, you know what I'm saying?
Instant gratification.
Instant, like they want it so quickly. When you and your wife started this, although it would have been nice to have it go global, but what like for you to start it in your home, what how does that feel? What is the meaning of that, to start it in so small and just in your kitchen?
Number one, a humble experience, a very humbling experience. In life you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Even if you're starting off small, it doesn't matter, because as long as you keep faith in God, you keep pushing through, eventually you're going to get to where you want to be.
Right.
You're going to excel to the highest height. And again, it was a humbling experience, but we gained a lot of strength, character, things of that nature. We also it taught us how to understand business too as well, because obviously going into this was our first rodeo,
Right.
of ever trying to run a
The
business.
mistakes and all of that.
The mistakes.
Right.
Everything that we had to endeavor, the different obstacles, it was real challenging, man. It was discouraging. At times, we probably was thinking to ourselves, like, is this something we really want to do?
Right.
Just the food industry in itself, man, it's a lot.
So take me through that, right? So to help me understand the times where you wanted to give up, the times that you wanted to quit, and y'all just wanted to really throw in the towel. Like, what was that like? What really pushed you through?
Our kids. Our kids, and the fact that we knew how bad we wanted this. And we knew that we had to manifest this, man. Yeah. We knew that, again, we had to keep faith in God, because we was being tested. It was a challenge, man. It was a challenge. It was hard. It was very, very hard. But we overcame that. And we kept pushing. We worked together. And again, man, this is why Taylor Wings is here now. It was a lot, man, that we had to deal with. From when we first got the storefront, we had to get multiple permits. Everything, man. It was a lot of money invested into this.
Yeah.
It's like we had to build it from ground up.
Right.
Everything was from scratch.
Yeah.
If I could show you a before picture, you'd be like, wow, y'all pulled this off?
Right.
It was a lot, man.
It's funny. We talk about foundation a lot here on the show, right? and how much a foundation is necessary in anything and everything that you do. Because without it, like when the storms come, like they gonna come and they gonna knock that house down if the foundation ain't right, you know. And oftentimes what we find is I run into a lot of people, bro, that like they say I want to start this and I want to do that and I want to like blah blah blah, and that's good. I love the ambition. However, are you willing to start, you know, truly from scratch? Are you really, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good question, because it goes back to what I just said to you. We live in a world today where everything is
Instant.
instant gratification. Everybody think when they start something that it's supposed to skyrocket and shoot to the stars. It doesn't work that way. You have to constantly put in the work. You have to grind, and believe that you would achieve your goal.
Right.
Stay motivated. Keep your faith in God, man. Anything's possible, you know? And I think, again, touching back on what I just said, I think that's why a lot of people give up, because they don't want to endeavor those tough times.
Absolutely.
They don't want to go through those difficult obstacles.
Right.
You know, that's life, man.
Yeah.
That's life. And that's what helps you build character, man, and strength. When you go through the mud, man.
You know what's so good right there? Last week we was talking about muddy waters. right, Matt. We was talking about the muddy waters. You know what I mean? Because, for example, like, you know, when Jesus healed the blind man, you know what I'm saying? He spit into the ground to create mud, and he took the mud and he wiped it on the dude's face. You know what I'm saying? When he wiped it on the dude's face, the dude was healed and he was able to see again. This is a man that was blind all his life. You know what I'm saying? So you go from being blind all your life to then being healed to where now you can actually see. And sometimes it's going to take some mud. It's going to take some dirt. People going to spit in your face.
Yeah.
All of that, right? It's going to be all of that. But at the end of the day, if you're willing to go through it, right? If you're willing to go through it, you will then see and prosper on the other side. But some people just are so blind to that aspect of life.
Yeah, and another thing too is you have a lot of people out here that try to project their fears and insecurities on you. Like a lot of people will sit here and tell you, like, I don't think y'all could pull this off. Like, what's taking y'all so long? Or I would have did it this way. You sure you guys are ready for this?
Come on.
That's them projecting their fears.
Right.
Because they believe they can't do it. They'll try to make you feel like you can't do it.
Right.
And that's what I was saying, distractions. There's so many different levels of distractions. You just got to keep your eyes on the prize, stay focused, stay true to what you believe in. Trust me, man.
Right.
It's going to...
For real, man, because it's like, if people that do that, I'll ask the question, you ever made some wings before? You ever cooked a wing? Like, you ever...
Let alone, have you ever tried to even run a business?
Right, you know what I'm saying? You ever made waffles before? You ever made pancakes before, right? You know what I'm saying? You ever do anything in the kitchen, right? But then they always tell you on what they would do differently. All right, and if you're going to do that differently, then good. Then you add into the world. So how come you don't go ahead and do it?
Right. That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying? You want to project on what somebody else is doing and give your opinion when it's not asked. Like, if I ask you your opinion, then cool. But it's one thing that we and people do this all the time, which is so frustrating, because it's like, listen, don't try and downplay what somebody else is doing when you have the opportunity to go ahead and do the same thing. You don't necessarily even have to be in competition, right? But we put ourselves in the competition.
Yeah.
We put ourselves in, because like you were saying, like, it's the fear factor of what they have on themselves. Okay? So what's really stopping you from going out and doing what it is that you were called to do? Yourself.
Right.
You only stopping yourself when you don't get up and go, like, you want to, if you really want this job, this 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, but if that's what you want to do, then let that be your purpose and let that be your thing. Yeah. But you can't complain about the 9 to 5 and then the other man and the other woman that's out there going for their dreams and going for what it is that they want to do in their life, and then you giving an opinion on what they doing when you were here, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like that all the time. Like, so, like, and you know, sometimes you actually need some form of haters.
Yeah. It adds fuel to the fire. Honestly, I appreciate them. You know, I'm referring to the people who didn't really believe that we can pull this off, and we ignored it. We paid attention to it, but we didn't allow it to get to us. We just, again, we kept our eyes on the prize. We stayed focused, man,
Yeah.
and we wasn't gonna stop until we achieved our goal.
Yeah.
And again, man, we here. It's a blessing, man. It
Yeah.
still feel like a dream. It's only been, well, we still fairly new. It's been
Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally 3 months.
Yeah.
And already our name, Taylor Wings, is spreading like wildfire.
Right.
And I'm thankful and grateful for that, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I stand in that kitchen, I'll be like,
Right.
yo, we really, really pulled this off. We made it happen.
Right. Right.
It,
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to see, brother, because I used to run a dance studio, right? Level Dance Complex. Before my son Christian was diagnosed with leukemia, it was my dream to own my own dance studio. And I realized a couple of things. One, when I got in there, I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, like, we really have our own dance studio. Like, people really come here to learn how to dance.
yeah.
But then, when, you know, Christian was diagnosed with leukemia, all that changed. It didn't really matter to me anymore.
Man, that had to be, how challenging was that for you?
Well,
What gave you the strength?
it was my foundation in Christ. If I'm being honest, I know a lot of people may look at it and say that's a cliche term and stuff like that, but it's not cliche because I don't do cliches. I got a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And it's the relationship. It's not a religion to me. You know what I'm saying? It's more about the relationship with Christ that held me down to where I was able to have the strength to be in the trenches with my son, with my wife, my other children, inside that hospital room. Like, nobody could really fathom what was going on inside that room except for us and the Holy Spirit. That was it. Right? And it was like the first 7 days, it was more so of an overwhelming feeling where I was just in dad mode, right? I got to get my kids here. I got to get my wife this. I got to get this happening. Boom, boom, boom. But at the same time, I felt the Spirit just on me, just kind of like leading me until there was a point where I had this breakdown. I had this breakdown I don't tell the story much, but I had this breakdown in the parking lot of the Children's Hospital at CHOP. And when I had this breakdown, I was like, you know, I don't know exactly what to do at this point. Like, I'm doing everything possible. And then I heard God say, Kenny, use your gift to make the shift. That's what I heard. He said, use your gift to make the shift. And at that moment, I go into the room with my son and I started dancing with him. And when I started dancing with him, it just seemed like everything started to get better a lot faster. I felt like if I didn't dance with him, then this process would be a lot longer. But the fact that I started using my gift of dance, see, my dream was to have a dance studio, right? But God's, you know, dream for me, his will for me was to use my dance to, you know, help my son and help others. It was kind of like a leeway into other people's lives in a sense, right? Because there was something else on the inside of me that he wanted to use, and that was my voice. Dance was just really like something, just like an avenue to get people to hear what it is what God wanted to say through me. So for me, it was having the strength. I don't have that strength if I don't develop the relationship prior. It wasn't that I had a relationship with God when my son was able to when my son was diagnosed. I had a relationship with God before my son got diagnosed. You know what I'm saying? And it's basically like you got to be prepared. How are you going to take on the challenges of the world if you're never prepared for them? If you don't know God's word, if you don't know the teachings, if you don't know the things or whatever, and what God really, is bringing you through and understanding his word, how do you, when you face those challenges, that's why people all the time, as soon as something hit, they ready to go to God or whatever, but they ain't really got a real relationship. You know what I'm saying? They ready to be like, oh my God, I need you, I need you, I need you. Yeah, but you wasn't with me or whatever in the trenches like last week. I was calling for you last week. What happened? I'm trying to like, so what my whole thing is, when people ask me that question, the strength comes from a already developed relationship. So that when the time does come, because it's going to come, I'm ready. And I had to be ready. Like, yeah, I'm going to cry. Yeah, I'm going to go through all of this stuff. But I had to be ready, because if I wasn't, then we'd probably be having a different conversation and everything right now. I don't know if my son would be here or not. You know?
Hey, man. Yeah, that's the... I can't say that I can relate to that, man.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that your son overcame it, man.
Yeah.
That's truly a blessing.
Amen.
Truly, truly a blessing, man. Wow,
Yeah, man.
that's that.
It's like, look, I think we all go through our own set of challenges, right? I don't think that one challenge is worse than the other, right? But we can also look at it like that. Like, look, there's always somebody out there in a much worse position than you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that if we are able to, and let me know your thoughts on this, if we're able to look back at our life, see all we came through, and then we see our children, and then see all of what they're going through, tell me that it's not what we went through. We're able to take the wisdom to put it on them, so it'll help them on what they go through, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And see, and like touching back on what you were saying, as parents, it's our job to instill certain things in them. Give them wisdom, give them knowledge, properly guide them, teach them about life, what to do, what not to do. And even though we try our best to instill certain things in them, obviously they're going to grow up into their own person, and they're going to make their own decisions eventually. But it's our job to do the best we can do.
Yeah.
And I know as parents, we beat ourselves up. Like, there's some kids out there that chose negativity, and the parents will sit back and blame themselves, rightfully so. They are a reflection of us. And it's very important to be, or at least try to be, the perfect version of us, because they are a reflection of us. They observe everything. They soak everything up like sponges.
Like sponges.
So you have to be real cautious of everything that you do. It has to be, to a certain degree, well calculated. Well calculated, every move. And again, man, I think kids are a blessing.
Yeah.
Kids are a blessing because I feel like they breathe life into us, and they give us purpose, and they make us want to go extra hard, man, and put the grind in, put the work in, don't give up, because we don't want to be looked upon. We don't want our kids to look at us as failures.
Yeah.
Right? Even though we are human, to them, we're their superheroes, man. And
that's crazy you say that, man. My wife texted me that this morning.
Yeah, it's the truth, man.
She was like my real life superhero, and that feels good, man, because when you come from a certain situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't come from the best situations, you don't come from money or anything like that, and you gotta really like grind it out.
Yeah.
And then you actually have the things that you work for.
It feels so much more like you can actually appreciate it, man.
Right.
When you actually put that work in and you grind it out, and you can sit back and say, I worked hard for this.
Yeah.
This wasn't handed to me.
Yep.
I worked hard for this, man. I believed in myself. I kept pushing. And look, when you constantly believe, right, and you manifest these thoughts in your head, like if you constantly tell yourself, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, that's going to be the outcome. If you have doubts about whatever it is that you're trying to achieve in life, then the outcome may not be as good. You know, and I think people have to really learn how to embrace like just positive thinking, thoughts, manifesting things, bringing it to the light, making it come true. And man,
let me give you some encouragement, bro. So I want to give you this, and it just came to me as you were saying, I could do it, I could do it, I could do it, right? So yes, that may be true, but now take it to another level, right? I'm coming from a spiritual standpoint, right? He could do it. He can do it. He can do it.
Yeah.
And if he could do it, he's going to use me to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So as in, like, if we continue to believe not just that we can, but believe that he can, because I think that a lot of people, they don't just lose faith in themselves. They lose faith, you know, from above, that God gave you the ability or whatever to do what it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
Some people, they just lose that faith for whatever circumstances that they may be facing, right?
Because, sorry.
Go ahead.
Because you want to know why?
Yeah.
When things are not going right, people be so quick to question God.
Come on.
Right?
Come on.
And that's the wrong way of thinking.
Right.
You can't, and I want to touch on faith.
Go ahead.
Because every morning I pray. I pray with my wife occasionally, but more so I pray to myself. And I always keep the faith in God. And that's one thing I always tell my wife. I'm like, I know we're going to be okay. God got us.
Yeah.
He didn't bring us this far for us to crumble.
Yeah.
God gives the toughest battles to the people he knows that can handle it.
Yeah.
It's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
God knows I can handle this. I'm very strong-minded. You know, and I'm gonna always keep faith in God.
Come on.
Always. And I think that's the main reason why we have gotten to this point. Because sometimes me and my wife will sit back and be like, "Yo, how are we making all these things happen?"
Right.
And I tell her, I said, "Look, man, that's God.
Yeah.
He put all the signs in front of our face. All the signs in front of our face. Every morning I wake up, I try my best to thank him. And one of the things I thank him for is that I was able to wake up with health, with life, and wake up to my beautiful family.
Yeah.
So I do it for, man. I may not talk a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a very, very humble individual.
Right.
But this is who I do it for.
Right.
And my family I'm referring to.
Of course.
And it's not gonna stop here, man. We have such a big vision for Taylor Wings, man.
Right.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for where you guys are going with this, man. Like, when you speak about faith and praying over your wife and praying over your children and things of that nature, I think that's major, especially for a man.
Yeah.
Right? Especially as the leaders of the house and things of that nature, because a lot of times, you know, we could leave it up to, you know, someone else. But we don't know what they praying for. You know what I'm saying? And it is our job. You know, there are times at night where I go into my children's room and I just pray over their doorposts. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now my daughter's on a trip and I'm just praying that she gets to her destination safely. Traveling mercies, you know, just, you know, constantly just, anytime my son's at school, like, just being, like, I homeschool my 9-year-old and my 6-year-old, but, you know, my older kids, you know, they get to go to high school. And it's just like, it's more of a protection thing. But having that belief, having that faith, I know you're going to go through some stuff, right? But believe that God is going to bring you through. Like, for example, my son is in high school, and he's experiencing some things that he didn't experience when he was being homeschooled, right? Because he was under our protection inside our four walls. Now you out there in the trenches into the world and seeing how some other kids act, seeing how certain things are, but I can't I can't transfer you out just because of a bad experience. And I think, alluding to what you were saying, some people quit because of a bad experience, even in faith, right? Some people quit a church, or they stop going to, listen, you don't necessarily quit the church. You don't even do that. Matter of fact, you don't even quit the job. You quit the people. You know what I'm saying? Because when you quit the people are the ones who because we need each other. We should be banding together as one. And I do a lot of coaching, right? So for example, I have one of my clients. We do this essence conversation, and inside the conversation, what I have them do, once we finish having the conversation, they come up with their essence words. So it's more so formed into a sentence. But what I do is I help them. I tell them to take the sentence and put it into an abstract art. And when you put it into an abstract art, I want you to frame it. After you frame it, you're going to sit there and see all the different things that are happening inside this abstract art. Some words are bigger than others. Some letters are bigger than others. Some letters look real wonky. Maybe there's some pictures or whatever it is that's involved. The thing is that what we see is that in this world, we're all different shapes, sizes, color, creeds, all of that. And it's all wild. Everybody looks different. But at the end, when you put us all together as one, right? Imagine what the world would be like if we was to walk in unity. All these different colors, shapes, sizes, ethnicities, and all of that, walking in unity. So I don't sit there and ban my son or take my son or my daughter out from certain bad experiences, because you got to understand and learn how to walk in unity, with people. At the end of the day, maybe you are the one that was called to sit there and fix that, not run away from it. You know what I'm saying? So I oftentimes, just try to encourage people to do things like that more and more. And you mentioned something else earlier. You said that just having that positive thinking, right? For some people, it's easier said than done, right? Because what happens? They'll sit there and take that one bad incident and they make it ruin their entire day, right? You forgot about the fact that you woke up this morning. You forgot about the fact that you ate this morning. You forgot about the fact that you was walking this morning. You forgot about the fact that you was driving this morning. You got to your destination safely. You ain't had no accidents or anything like that, right? You forgot about all of that. And then there's this one thing that irks you. You make it ruin your entire day and you take it out on other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And which I will never figure out why people are like that. But it's the world that we live in.
Yeah, it's definitely the world that we live in, man. This world, man, is literally surrounded by a lot of negativity, distractions, but it's your job to keep your eyes on the prize and stay focused. Don't ever let anyone protect your energy. Always protect your energy. Never ever allow anyone to, and this is key, man. Yeah. Especially pertaining to life.
Right.
You can't allow anyone to throw you off your square, man. You can't allow anyone to have control over your emotions, right? Stay true to who you are. Stay focused, man. That's the only thing I could say. Like, just stay focused, man. Yeah. Always protect your energy.
Yeah.
Try to stay away from negativity, even if that means you have to separate yourself from certain individuals to get to where you are trying to go. Yeah. Because not everybody is going to be on the same journey as you. Me and my wife, we walked this path together, and we realized that maybe we had to distance ourselves.
Yeah. In
order to lock in on our dream and excel to that next level of success that we're trying to reach. And that, honestly, is because we literally, again, we had to protect our energy.
Yeah. How hard is that for some people?
It's difficult. It can be very challenging for a lot of people. a lot of people are not accustomed to change. A lot of people are not comfortable of just doing new things and trying new things, man. It's just,
And that's why we have the podcast, right? Like these unshakable conversations, because somewhere along in life, some people were shaken, and you being shaken is an uncomfortable position, and sometimes people don't want, not sometimes, most times people don't want to be or feel uncomfortable. It's kind of like I've been talking about survival mechanisms,
yeah,
and what happens when you get upset? Where do you run to? Right? What is the one thing that you do every time you get angry? And most people may run to fear. They may run to depression. They may run to anxiety. They may run to all these different things that put them in a position of, I'm going to stay in this place. Why? Because this is where I'm comfortable. This is my element. Versus being, okay, well, how do I get out of this situation? How do I turn this negative into a positive? How do I, remove myself to improve myself in such a way that I don't go back to those survival mechanisms that could bring me down? You know what I'm saying?
yeah. It starts with you wanting better for you.
Yeah.
Again, understanding your purpose, understanding what you're doing it for.
Right.
And sometimes that may mean that you have to distance yourself and separate yourself from certain type of energies. Just till you reach, whatever goal it is that you're trying to achieve in life. And that's just life. And then some people might look at you like, oh, you're acting funny, or you changed, man. Yeah, I did. I changed for the better because I want better.
Did you change or did you elevate?
I elevated.
See?
I elevated
Right.
my way of thinking.
Yeah.
Just and a lot of people can get that misconstrued. You acting funny. How?
Right.
How?
Yeah.
Because I want better for me and my family.
Yeah.
I no longer want to do the same things that's gonna have me stagnant and running in the same place, not going anywhere.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? We got a couple minutes left and everything, but you know what's crazy is that when you touch on people saying that you changed or things in that nature, it's wild to me that the minute that you get some form of popularity,
What do they think?
like, who you think you are? Like,
I'm me.
And I'm just like, wait, hold up. But just yesterday, I'm still Kenny.
Right. Still the same person.
Still the same person, right? However, yeah, circumstances may change, right? Location may change, right? But me as a person, I've just elevated. My character doesn't change.
Yeah.
I'm not changing my character of who I am. However, what success exposes is the change in others, not the change in you, right?
Yeah.
Success will expose the change on how other people treat you and how you see how they really feel.
Yeah.
Because the reality is that some people they'll be like, yo, they'll be with you, they be rocking with you. But the second that you get to that next level, it's like, dang, I wanted to get there first.
Yeah. Everything's a competition. And if we just all come together, man, and unite, just imagine how powerful we will be.
Right. Right. But what I've come to grips with is this. I'm no longer interested in necessarily uniting the world, although it is a great, great, great idea and vision to have. I leave that to God. What I'm more interested in is uniting what's in my vicinity.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
I didn't look at it that way, but now that you painted that picture vividly,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this, right? We're two business owners and in two different industries, but on the same panel. This unity that we see to spark something is giving some inspiration to someone out there. And the more we unite together collectively, imagine what we could do in just this area alone.
Yeah.
You think I'm saying?
That's true.
Because there's 8 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to reach all 8 billion. However, we could do well by reaching a couple 100,000.
Absolutely.
You know, and that can then spread because everybody's going to continuously do their thing. But it starts with, I say this all the time, change doesn't start in the White House. Change starts in your house.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the change starts. It's not going to start outside of that. It starts here first. So in the same sense, change is not going to start globally. Change starts locally.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's true.
Yeah, man. You know, so, you know, I just wanted to, you know, just touch on that and everything a little bit. But before we get out of here, I wanted to know, what is the vision? What's the next vision for Taylor Wings? Where you see it going? I know you said you guys are going to go global. You know, maybe it's going to be a chain or anything like that. What's
we definitely want to.
Don't give us too much now. Just give us a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little short, you know.
Yeah.
But we definitely want to franchise it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to franchise it, and we definitely want to open up multiple locations. Also, the biggest goal that I want to accomplish at the end of the road is we want to open up a lounge too as well,
Nice.
like Taylor's Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stop here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a stepping stone for us right here.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Wings I'm referring to,
Mm-hmm.
in our location that we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to continue to go up from here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure that me and my wife is gonna make sure that we're not stopping, man. We have a huge vision for this, man. And again, me and my wife main objective is this: to formulate a strong foundation for our kids to stand on, something solid, that won't break, something they can touch. If God forbid something happened to us, man, they got something to lean on. And like you said, generational wealth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what it's about, man.
That's it.
Like you know, anything that people, any dream that anyone has, you have to do it for a strong reason.
Yeah,
it has to have a purpose. It has to have some type of substance behind whatever it is that you're doing in life.
Yeah,
and it will show.
That's dope.
Eventually.
Yeah, and I want to add to that. I don't personally really want just generational wealth. If I'm being honest.
If you don't mind me asking, why? That's interesting because that's the first time I heard that.
It's not that I don't want generational wealth. I want generational wealth that has lasting change. You see what I'm saying? Because people have generational wealth all the time, but where's the change? What really changed in the mentality? What really changed in the thought process? What really changed? Nah, it's just money just being passed down. So what's the real value in it at the end of the day?
Right.
You got a lot of trust fund kids that's out there that they get what their father gave them, and that's cool. You got money, but where's the change at? Where's the transformation at the end of the day? I'm more inclined into generational transformation than generational wealth, because with generational transformation we'll then have generational wealth after that. You know what I'm saying? Generational wisdom, right? Well, then it's basically in the sense of, like the Bible says, to seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all its righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Well, the question is, where's the kingdom of heaven? You can't point to it. You can't go to it. You can't hop on a plane or nothing like that, because you just say, yo, the kingdom of heaven is in you. The kingdom of heaven is among you. Therefore, it's already there. It's inside you. So use that, right? If we seek that first, right, the transformation then, continues to happen. If we use that spirit and ask that spirit, and then boom, after that, the fruits of everything else will then be added unto us, right? The generational wealth, the generational wisdom, the transformation, all that change. So it's lasting change that continues to happen.
That's a good perspective.
Yeah.
You broke that down very well.
Yeah, fam.
Yeah. I'm glad I came here today, man. You really opened my mind, man.
Yeah.
Opened my eyes. I really enjoyed this, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
really, really grateful that I got the opportunity to come on your platform.
For sure, man. For sure.
Truly, man.
And listen, man, you guys are welcome to come on the show anytime. Maybe next time we can have, the missus and everything come on to her side. Yeah, I mean, that'd be dope as well too. You know, and anytime, like, that's the thing, like, that's why we have these conversations to help, open people's eyes, pour into them even more. You know what I'm saying? The one thing I tell both of you guys is to make sure that, yes, you're doing it for your children, but don't ever stop getting poured into.
Got you.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I want you guys to look at yourselves as you ever go to a wedding and or some type of a special event and you see like a chandelier of wine glasses, and then the wine glasses at the top, and then there's like wine or champagne that's being poured out of the wine glass and into the next one, then the next one, and the next one, and the next one. It's kind of like a fountain, right? I want you guys to imagine yourselves as the top glass, and the thing that's being, the drink that's being poured into, that's God pouring into you, right? That's God pouring into you, and as He's pouring into you, you can then help the next one, and the next one, and the next one. If you're on the bottom, right, it's going to be so much harder because most people, they put everyone else before themselves. But you mentioned earlier that you pray in the morning, right? That's you being poured into. Don't stop that. But now make it an active thing where y'all do it together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then as y'all continue to do that, right? That's God pouring into you. And sometimes you ain't even got to speak. Sometimes you just got to let the Spirit just talk to you. And then you're going to get it. And then you're going to know what to do after that. Sometimes you just got to sit and not ask for anything. And just be thankful and grateful or whatever. And just let that sit. And that's you being poured into. Because then that's going to go into your children. And then once that goes into your children, that's going to go into your work. And after it goes into your work, it's going to go into the people. After it goes to the people, it's going, you know what I'm saying? It's going to keep going over and over and over again. So make sure that you take time to sit and be poured into as well too.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thank you for the words of encouragement, man.
Yeah.
Again, man, you opened my mind.
Yeah.
And I'm again very thankful, man.
Truly,
it was a pleasure sitting here talking with you, man. It's almost like a breath of fresh air, man.
Oh man, that's
therapeutic.
Good. That's good,
to say the least, man.
Hey man, listen, y'all right around the corner from my crib, so you know what I'm saying. We're gonna be building a lot more together.
Absolutely, man.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to it, man.
So where can the people find Taylor Wings?
You want?
You can, yeah. You can. Y'all want to switch out?
Yeah. Come on. I want you to get some.
Got to bring the missus on.
Got to bring the missus. It's okay.
You good?
Come on.
We're gonna switch it out and everything real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Marlene Taylor.
See, I'm trying to shine a light on her too.
There you go. There you go. Hey.
Oh, I look cute.
So, where can we find Taylor Wings, and what days are y'all open? What flavors do y'all have? Because I know the people gonna be hungry after this.
All right. So, as of next week, we're gonna open on Wednesdays now. So Wednesday through Sunday, from 12 to 6 o'clock. We are working on extending our hours as well. So, so Wednesday through Sunday, you can find us on our website, which is www.taylorwings.net. And also we have TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram
Awesome.
at Taylor Wings.
And what flavors do you guys have?
Oh, man. So today we're dropping a new flavor, which is garlic buffalo. Right now we have 10 flavors. Next week we are dropping another flavor. So gradually we are going to, get there to where like 20 flavors we're trying to. 17. Well, when we opened at first we had 17 flavors, but we had to kind of, break it down. But right now we have the honey chipotle, sweet buffalo, traditional buffalo, garlic buffalo. The list goes on.
Nice.
I forgot what else.
All good. All good. So listen, we're going to be hungry after this podcast. And anybody else that watches this, please make sure you guys go ahead and get to Taylor Wings in Merchantville, New Jersey. What is the address where they can go?
So it's 177 South Century Street. Merchantville, New Jersey.
All right, now listen, they in the cut a little bit. All right, just so y'all know. All right, so if you coming around
Yes.
the circle, they in the cut a little bit. Now listen, really quick, you guys know that white house that's across the street, that old looking
Yes,
abandoned
yes.
white house? Can I tell you, I used to live there.
No, stop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Me and
That's right across the street.
Yes, me and my boys. Yeah, 14 of us in that crib. It was like a little frat house and everything back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where like I was like 20 years old at the time. Moved out, moved in there. It was wild. We called it the Face the Flav house back in the day,
Wow.
and that's where I really started to learn more about who I am and good experiences, bad experiences. It was crazy. It was something else.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
So the day of grand opening, I was up front. I remember you. I kept talking about you to my husband. I don't know why. I was like, man, it was this one guy that came in. I remember you waited, a long time. So I end up delivering your food and all that. But I kept talking about you to my husband. Like, it's something about him. Like, it's like you could feel God's presence.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't talk about, anybody else like that to my husband at all. It was just something about you. And I'm like, I'm going to start following him.
Yeah.
And look.
Wow, look at that.
It's crazy.
That's all God. Praise God for that.
It is all God.
And listen, that's the thing. Like, Jesus be the light of the world. We are the lights. So it's not me that you see. It's just his light.
Yeah.
But that light doesn't happen if I don't have a relationship, But it will lead to more. And as you guys grow and get closer and closer and closer, I'm telling you, it's going to be something that God's going to blow your mind more than you can ask, think, or imagine, right? So just stay close, stay connected always, all right?
Amen to that.
Amen, amen. With that being said, everybody listen, please make sure you guys go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. Did you want one more thing?
Oh, no, I'm cool.
Okay, all right, cool. It's all good. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Listen, everybody, if you hungry, you got some spiritual food, now go get some physical food, all right? Get the physical food and all of that good stuff, okay? Make sure you guys go ahead and check out Taylor Wings, okay? Listen, I already approved it. My wife already approved it years ago, okay? and listen, the wings is they top notch. I ain't gonna hold you. They top notch. Listen, you ain't really gotta go to Wingstop, all right? You ain't gotta go to Wingstop. You don't even get that much chicken
Come
at
to
Wingstop.
Taylor
You know what I'm
Wings.
saying? Go to Taylor Wings. You want some more meat on them bones or whatever? That's where you gotta go, all right? Like, so listen, please make sure you guys go ahead and shout them out and go ahead and go there, comment, all that good stuff below. And listen, if you guys are interested, okay, those that want to go to the next level, if you want more of Kenneth Allen Thomas and all that good stuff, if you want to make sure that you are growing mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, listen, click the link below and get into the Unshakable Growth Mastery Program, okay? Listen, it's only $1.50 a day that you have to invest into yourself. $1.50 a day, that's $47 a month. That's $564 a year just to invest in yourself. And what you're going to get, you're not only going to get me once a month, maybe even once a week, depending on how we work it out here, okay? But you're also going to be getting all of my programs, all the online programs that are going to be happening right now. Like every single personal development program that I've ever created is online right now, okay, for only $47 a month. Not only that, you get into the community aspect as well too, okay, where we chat daily, okay? You get inside there, and then once a month, I'm going to come on, we're going to have a Q&A, and we're going to get down, we're going to throw down. You ask me any question you want, and we're going to throw down for about an hour or so, okay? Once a month, and it's going to happen, okay? We're looking for lasting change. With that being said, click the link below, get in where you fit in, and let's go to that next level. When we change the mind, y'all, we change the game. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow worry about itself, and today is all we got. And if today is all we got, you make sure that you utilize today the best way you know how. For myself, Taylor Wings, my man Matt in the back, all right? We see y'all later. See y'all next week. Unshakable Conversations. Peace.
Bye.